Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I am so happy to be here. My name is Renee Collymore, and I hail out of Fort Franklin Hill, Brooklyn. Thank you. So, and I would like to thank the organizers. You guys are doing a fantastic job. And to all of you who have come out to support this endeavor. Now, in Fort Franklin Hill, and let me just start by saying, I'm hearing everybody say across the world now, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Now, I believe Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
Okay, I believe that. But see, for the others who have put their knee on our necks, if Black Lives Matter, I wouldn't have to come here to tell you that Black Lives Matter. We wouldn't have to march across bridges and sit here and do these things if Black lives really matter. Now, in Fort Franklin Hill, my family, we're small business owners, mom and pop stores. All of my life, I grew up in small business. And when my mom and father got married, my mom told my dad, you know, we need to buy some more property. And he said, oh, we just got married, we have the house. And so she said, no, when we have children, they're gonna need something. And so there was a commercial strip on Putnam Avenue between Grand and Downing Streets. It was in a neighborhood that was undesirable. People did not want to even walk down that neighborhood because of the crime. It was riddled with drugs and killings, number running, and everything that you could imagine, gang activity, crack at the highest level. And my mom said, we're gonna buy that piece of property, or nothing but commercial storefronts. And my father said, we just don't have the money. My mother began to take little jobs in the neighborhood where we live, for the wealthier white people who lived in our neighborhood at the time. She began to scrub their toilet bowls, clean their homes, make up their beds, cook for them, so that she made $25 a week. She made $25 a week until she saved up 25, and she saved up till she made $10,000. She took that $10,000 and gave it to my father and said, now you go and buy that block. We've had those businesses, and we've been on that block as mom and pop for over 48 years. This is the life of a black woman, so Black Lives Matter, because we had to make sure that we brought a neighborhood back to life. We did not want it to be neglected like it was and burnt down in Bushwick. So we began our little businesses, Collymore's Laundromat, Collymore's Coffee Shop, so that we can make sure that that engine of small businesses can make a difference in that neighborhood. And as I grew up learning about public service and what it is to care for people in your neighborhood. Right now, if you go there, Putnam and Grand Avenue, my father has a street name, Cecil Collymore Way, because we were the first black real estate developers on that block to come and change over a neighborhood. He fought to save Fort Brooklynites Hill. But let me tell you something. When I began to fight for that street name, my father passed away many years ago now. My mom is 80. When I fought for that street name, we have Community Board 2. The newer people who are on that board did not want to approve the street name. And they said, but we're happy with Washington. We're happy with Putnam. We're happy with Fulton. Why do we need Collymore? They were happy with the slave owner's name, but they wasn't happy with the people that improved and made that neighborhood legitimate. Black Lives Matter though, right? So, I fought and they gave me a hard time for 6 long years. I had a battle with them and I went to the news and we went back and forth. And I said it's important for the preservation of the history of our neighborhood that in another 15 to 20 years, in that neighborhood, people will know that there was a black family that helped to make change in this community that was not here before. Well, let me tell you something. I got the street name, I began to talk about the importance of preservation and how black people always had the majority in that neighborhood. So that would mean we did work. If there are people living there, that means that there were people who were working to improve a community and to make it better so that you could come in. We made the way so that people could come in and live comfortably. My father said, Renee, as a little girl, said, oh, Daddy, I hate this block. He said, in 30 years, it's going to be prime real estate. You watch. And guess what it is? Because we stood the test of time. But I spoke in front of a community group in the neighborhood, predominantly white, and I explained to them why it's important that my family have the street name. And they said, Renee, we understand the contribution of black people in this community, but we just don't feel that black people should get street names. And they said it to my face in a room full of people. And I said, so if we don't deserve street names, what do you think we should get? They said, oh, well, we think that you guys should get plaques. I said, what do you mean? You mean a plaque for my house? But yet Black Lives Matter, right? So we went and got the street name, of which I'm really proud. And they say Black Lives Matter, but if Black Lives Matter, you wouldn't follow me around the retail store. If Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter, I wouldn't get pulled over in my car from the police department. I have a long history in my community. But I'm here to say that they were emboldened to tell me that we don't need black people to be on city streets. And as they were emboldened to do such a thing to me, I'm here to let everyone know in the 35th councilman in the district, those same people who were emboldened to tell me that, I will be running for city council right in that same district. Thank you. And I'm running because our neighborhood was stripped from us. We were lied to about affordable housing. They told us that in order to get affordable units, that we would have to build skyscrapers. That was a lie, because they could have built 100% affordable housing. They could have done it, but they did not. But yet Black Lives Matter. Over in Crown Heights, the AMI is $43,000. So why was the Bedford Union Armory signed off for a luxury, a real estate deal where the affordable units, you have to make $100,000 to get an affordable unit? That's a disgrace. Yet Black Lives Matter. And guess what? The politicians who are out there supporting Black Lives Matter are the same ones who's tearing up our communities. And I'm telling you today, in Fort Greene Park, they are planning on tearing up and chopping down about 75 mature trees in Fort Greene Park. Right? But Black Lives Matter. They're trying to reconstruct our whole neighborhood, the neighborhood that we worked so hard to build for the rich. But then what about the middle class? What about the working poor? And what about the poor? Where are we to go and what are we to do? And that's why I'm running. Because we have to preserve our neighborhood. And we have to make sure that the politicians who are in charge today will understand that there are people out there like me, like you, who will not go for it. So we have to make sure that we get people in office who's not afraid to stand up to the establishment, as they say. I served and I was elected as the Democratic district leader, and I put the first black Supreme Court judge on the bench in Staten Island. And I want you to know in 2020 and in these days, how is it possible that there are no black judges in Staten Island? How is that possible? But Black Lives Matter. So we have to make sure that Black Lives Matter by the things that we do and how we organize and how we put things together. You're going to chop down, and not only chopping down trees in Fort Greene Park, but they're trying to destroy the Brooklyn Botanic Park, and allow luxury housing to come up and cast a shadow over the plants and the trees at Brooklyn Botanic Garden. They're trying to kill our plants. But Black Lives Matter though. So we have to make a difference. And I want to thank each and every one of you who are standing up with us. I want to thank each and every one of you who knows that this is so important to humanity. So as I'm running, and I don't want to talk too long because I don't have a watch, but my mother tends to say, Renee, just be mindful because you talk like a long-winded preacher. So I'm trying to go. So I am asking that if anyone wants to be a part of my campaign to take back our communities, I'll be standing over here, and I have some cards. My website will be up in a few days, so you guys keep checking back. But my cell phone number is here. If you want to help me volunteer in the 35th district, that covers Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Prospect Heights, Crown Heights, a little bit of Bed-Stuy, and a little bit of Park Slope. I want you, I need you, and we can do it. Thank you.